The Universal Theory, new movie by Timm Kröger. This premiered at the Venice Film Festival last year, and we are now seeing a United States distribution by Oscilloscope Labs, a distribution that I am a huge fan of. And when watching this trailer, the inner noir fan in me went crazy. This movie looked awesome, and I was so happy to have my chance to finally watch this. And you know, I gotta say, big highs, big lows here. This is almost like a love child from Christopher Nolan, Guillermo del Toro, and David Lynch. But still, there are just some things that are holding it back that leave me from recommending this to absolutely everyone. It's set in 1962 and it follows this scientist named Johannes who is going to the Swiss Alps for a scientific congress with his doctoral supervisor. And over there, Johannes meets a handful of different characters, whether it be obnoxious scientists or hotel staff that are clearly hiding something, or this alluring woman named Karin that is a pianist and keeps on interfering with Johannes at all of the convenient times. And after a string of random deaths throughout the campus, Johannes starts to believe that there is an abnormal force at play. And I love mystery movies where an unlikely character gets inserted into a mystery that's far bigger than they are. And the faux vintage style, I happen to love it. I love the high contrast black and white. It reminds me of recent movies like Escape from Tomorrow or The Painted Bird. There's a lot of visually intoxicating moments on this movie, whether it be the clouds in the sky making these odd patterns to little things like the interiors of this hotel. Like there's a scene where a character is stumbling on a rug, and when staring at the rug, it is just moving on its own. And I think in terms of cinematography, this is one of the very best looking movies you'll see all year. And the score, this overpowering, beautiful orchestral soundtrack by David Gomez Rodriguez, one of the best I've heard all year, and it elevates this movie every scene. The aesthetic in general on the Universal Theory, it's close to perfect. I love how this movie looks in every way, and it's a shame to say that so much of this movie is kind of dull. Our lead, played by Bülow, is this timid quantum mechanic who has this formula for universal wavelength, and the movie tries to wrap the mystery somewhat around his formula, but it's interesting, like halfway through this movie it kind of just abandons all of the quantum mechanic elements. It's just, at the end of the day, I don't really think that the science subplot really amounts to too much. Our character could have really been involved in anything, and I feel the climax would have been the same way. And it doesn't help that as a character, he's just not interesting. I really didn't show much care in where this character was going or what was going to happen to him. And it's not the actor's fault. I think he does his best with the material that's given to him, but this is just a movie that stacks one thing after another, and by the time we make it to the end, we get this extended epilogue that really makes this project feel overcooked. The mystery gets fully explained, and without ruining anything, I like the outcome of it. I like how they wanted to incorporate the supernatural forces that were happening to the characters as something that could happen anywhere. But they give you so much information on this last 5-minute segment, and I don't know why. It almost seems like they didn't quite know where they wanted to end this movie. I sit on the fence with the Universal Theory, but I also can't stop thinking about so many weird choices this movie made. Not weird in a bad way either. I think if you are a fan of the noir genre, don't miss this. You're really going to enjoy what they have here. This makes a series like Knives Out look like a TV commercial. But if mysteries aren't quite your thing, I don't know if this is really going to win you over. This is a movie that's going to either make you fall asleep or possibly inspire the heck out of you. And I sit somewhere in the middle. There's some things on here that are some of the very best I've seen on film all year, and then others that really I'm not that into, and it holds me back. So overall, I would give The Universal Theory a 7.4. It is playing in select theaters September 27th and released by Oscilloscope Labs. Thank you for watching.